Salinity tests measure the amount of salt in a body of water. This test is important because high salinity affects the ecosystem drastically. The salinity also affects the density. This is when water that is saltier is heavier, and that particular water tends to sink below water that is fresher. Measuring water salinity will also indicate if it is safe to use the water for irrigation.
This device is called a salinity probe. It measures the salinity or salt concentration in a body of water. This is connected to our LabQuest, which is a data collection device allowing us to analyze the salt concentration in the water.
You got 0
I'm recording.
for nitrate?
I'm Noah Spiegel. I'm with Kyla Guardiola, and we're doing salinity testing here on Lake Winnipesaukee. Beautiful day.
Let's go with 1.5.
You want to put the meter inside the water,
For nitrate?
give it a little
Steady
stir,
and hot.
and we're trying to find a reading in the unit parts per trillion. So we're making this up. And it says here, if you can read, we have 0.4 parts per trillion, which is a very good reading. That's the salinity or salt testing in Lake Winnipesaukee today. So thank you very much.
In terms of salinity, a low reading would mean the water that you're testing is fresher. When you get a high salinity reading, this would happen when there's reduced rainfall and less water enters the lake system. Significant loss of biodiversity alters the way the ecosystem functions. It also puts the cells under osmotic stress, which is the concentration of solutes in the surrounding water. And this affects the way in which water is passed in and out of an organism's cell. That's why you'd want a lower salinity reading.
The symptoms of having high salinity in a lake could be brown stunted roots, slow or no growth at all for plants, burning and dieback of young growth, and dead and brown sections of the margins and tips of older leaves.
As seen in my demonstration on Lake Winnipesaukee, I got a reading of 0.4 parts per trillion. This is a good measure because usually in a freshwater lake such as Winnipesaukee, the reading should be between 0 and 0.5 parts per trillion.